Hello, everyone, and fans of the Secret Life of Mold podcast. It is me, Mike Marshall, back with you for another special Facebook Live event. Didn't we call it the Texas Takeover? I like that. Texas Takeover of Facebook Live. Again, I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Mold Inspection Sciences Texas, and we're coming to you live out of Austin, Texas. I don't know if I mentioned to you guys before, but I'm also the president of the Texas Mold Assessors and Remediators Association, also known as TAMARA, not tomorrow, TAMARA, TMARA. We're a professional nonprofit organization, and we just work to protect consumers throughout the state of Texas in the mold industry. So, just wanted to throw that out there. Check us out at www.tamara.org. So, if you've been listening along with us, you may know this, but if you're new with us here, we are passionate about educating consumers throughout the world. Educating consumers about the world of mold. There are so many things that consumers and properties owners just don't know and don't understand, and we want to protect everyone out there that we serve. So we put these podcasts out there for you guys just as education, and that's especially why we wanted to do this special Spacebook Live. Spacebook. Wow, I'm tongue twisted today. Sorry about that. Facebook Live on the storm aftermath. Yep, I know you guys have all heard about it. Snow and ice in Texas. What is this? Before I moved to Texas, they just told me it was going to be a really long fall. I said, "What's winter like?" It's just a really long fall. I said, "Sounds perfect to me." But I'm from Chicago, where winter is a real thing, and they're prepared for it up there. But just down here in the South, we're just not prepared for these types of conditions. So, not only from a day-to-day standpoint, from the roads not being cleared or salted or things like that, but our building structures and in homes are just not designed to to withstand these types of conditions. The insulation on pipes is inadequate, and when that happens, when you have building conditions like that, pipes freeze, and they freeze easily, especially if they're exterior pipes, non-insulated. They're exposed to extreme temperatures, and they're just not set up for those extreme type temperatures. Um, I just wanted to give you a quick overview and not to get too scientific about it, but what really happens when pipes freeze? Everyone hears about it, or at least everyone has been recently hearing about it, especially down in the Texas markets. But what really happens when a pipe freezes? Does the whole thing freeze? Does the outside of the pipe freeze? Like, what happens? So what happens is, in those exposed areas, ice actually builds up inside the pipe, right? And then when water pressure is still coming through, it creates a high pressure situation that parts of those pipes that maybe are old or weakened or just not rated for that type of pressure, that actually burst, literally just burst. And that's what causes those water events, is that water is just not shut off. It's still flowing. Now it has an open area for it to just to continue to flow out of. And that's what causes all the damage down here. So, you know, again, not to get too scientific, but that's kind of like the layman's version of what really happens. Um, what do I do? How to get out of the water damage, right away? Um, get in touch with a qualified water mitigation company and try and get that water out of there as fast as possible. I guess even before that, know where your shutoff valves are. The shutoff valves are located sometimes throughout the home. You can shut off your toilets or underneath your sinks. And if you don't know where those are, or you just can't figure out where that water's coming from, there's always a home shutoff. So you should always know where that's at and know how to properly access that and turn off the water to your home, so that you can at least stop the water pressure from coming into your home, or stop the bleeding, so to speak, correct? Um, and then get in touch with a qualified water mitigation company. See if they can get out there as fast as possible, start pumping out that water. If they can't, start removing standing water in your home, whatever way you can, towels, buckets, get it out of the standing areas. And then you've got to start the drying out process as fast as possible. In order to avoid mold situations, we want to get that as dry as possible, as quickly as possible, and hopefully avoid a massive mold infestation, because we all know, we live here in Texas, it's a thing. It's a big thing. It's a big thing all over the United States. It's a big thing in the world, actually. But if you do find out that mold is suspected, or you see mold or anything like that, find a Texas licensed assessment company and or a remediation contractor, even though they can't continue mold work without a protocol, but get somebody out there to assess the situation. Um, you can go to www.tdlr.gov. They have licensees on there. You can do a quick internet search, find somebody who's a licensed company, make sure they're licensed. Um, the problem with using an unlicensed company is, they're not going to be able to handle a big job for you if it's a large job. And also, even if it's a small job, they're not going to be able to give you what's called the certificate of mold damage remediation. So if you have a problem, if you have a major problem and it has to be remediated, or you have to have materials removed, you're going to want, when you disclose that, you're going to want that certificate of mold damage remediation, to kind of, you know, give yourself the peace of mind that it was done correctly. But if you ever go to sell that home or rent that home, anything like that, you're going to want that. And it is a Texas Department of Insurance form, and you can find that on their site. But any mold assessment any mold assessment company should be able to give you a copy of what that looks like. Hopefully this little bit of information on that piece has been helpful. And we also have a flood recovery page on our website at www.moldinspectiontexas.com, and you can download Flood Recovery 101. And then we'll also add the link below for you guys to just click on it there. When it comes to water damage, even the smallest and minor issues should be addressed. Mold grows where there's moisture. Okay. It can have a significant impact on indoor air quality, and, can cause some serious health problems depending on the individual. It's so person specific. You just don't know until you're exposed to something like that. So it's best to get on top of it, even if it's a small issue. Best to get on top of it, get it addressed properly by a licensed company, and go the licensed route. All of that is kind of leading up to something brand new that we're implementing at Mold Inspection Sciences Texas. It's called the Water Damage Protection Package. Why are we doing this? It's something we've never done before. Why now? Why are we doing this? Well, we got to thinking and brainstorming, and we're talking that after nearly 20 plus years in the industry, we've measured the thousands of inspections and just decided that we needed a package to help consumers plan for the cost of an unexpected and unplanned event, which these are, I mean, in most cases. But it was about time that we had something on board that helped you guys plan for the cost of this. So what's included in our water damage protection package? Well, it starts with our standard industry leading mold inspection. The process that we've developed and refined over the past 20 years. It starts with a consultation with our clients and getting a history of the home, finding out what's happening today and what's happened in the past. That's going to give us an idea of, where we need to start. But we're going to do a full assessment in most cases. We're going to tell you exactly what's happening out there right now. But it's always good to know exactly what the home has been through as well. So, when we're on site, we usually hear, one of four reasons why we're out there today. So either something looks funny, something doesn't smell right, somebody's not feeling right in the house, or lastly, you've had a known water intrusion like a pipe burst event or freezing water, something like that, that has led to one of those previous three conditions. So a typical inspection starts out outside the home. We're evaluating all the conditions that are surrounding the outside of your home that could lead to water intrusion. So we're looking for exterior penetrations that maybe not sealed correctly. But any preventative maintenance type issues that we encounter, we're going to call those out, and those are going to be in our report for you. We're gonna then, once we establish what's happening on the outside of the home, we're then going to come inside the home, and we're going to start with our infrared camera. The infrared camera is going to pick up on any temperature anomalies that are happening, and that's going to let us know of maybe like a recent or more recent water intrusion event. And then Following that, we're going to use our moisture meter to map out exactly the extent of the damage, if there is any. We're also going to be taking hygrometer readings in all the rooms and outside the home to find out, if we have a humidity issue in any of the rooms, which can, likely be a precursor to a water intrusion or wet materials, inside of that room or inside that home. Our water protection package, water damage protection package, is designed to cover homes up to 3,000 square feet. Okay. And you're like, but Mike, I have a 4,500 square foot home. Don't worry. I'm just saying our pricing starts there. We do have packages that go up and include to the bigger homes. So please call us for that pricing. But our water damage protection package, the actual package, is designed for homes up to 3,000 square feet, but we can do larger homes. We've included up to 5 consultant recommended mold samples, whether those be air or surface. And if we do recommend air samples, one of those is going to be the outdoor control sample, so we can see what's going outside and then compare that to your results inside. Maybe I should go into a little bit deeper explanation about the outdoor control sample. So, how most mold assessors assess if you have an indoor growth problem is we take an outdoor control sample. And if that sample comes back at a certain level, we measure that against the inside sample to see if we have elevated results from the lab. Okay, so just for an example, in ease of understanding, if the level was of a certain type of mold at 100 on the outside, and we took a measurement from the inside and it came back at 3,000 or 5,000 or above, we would know that we definitely have some sort of an indoor growth issue that we need to address and find. So that's why the outdoor control sample is so important, and it's the industry standard. Um, so you guys are all sitting here listening to me, and you guys are like, well, why do we want to choose the water damage protection package? Well, there's a number of reasons. The first is right off the initial inspection, we're going to save you about 150 to 175 bucks off that initial inspection with the inclusion of the samples that we recommend. Secondly, if you book with us on the water damage protection package and we determine, we're not going to predetermine if you need mold remediation, but if we do determine while we're on site that you're going to need mold remediation, we're going to refer you to 2 of our mold remediation contractors. And those contractors are chosen from what we call our premier service provider list. That list is based and populated by mold remediation contractors, licensed mold remediation contractors that have been in the industry. We've done likely hundreds of jobs alongside of them, and they've gone through our training process. They understand what we're looking for to get clearance on one of our mold remediation protocols. And they've basically come as a recommended service provider. We recommend them to you. They've been vetted by us, and you can trust that their processes have passed our guidelines, basically. So there are, if you choose one of the mold remediation contractors from our premier service provider list, they have all agreed to extend a complimentary 10% discount to you on your complete mold remediation project. Now, depending on the size, that could be more than $600 in savings, could be higher, depending on the size of the project. But, we're estimating it to be about greater than $600 in savings. Thirdly, if you use one of the MRCs, mold remediation contractors, on our PSP list, Mold Inspection Sciences is also going to offer you a 10% discount on the post-mold remediation inspection and testing to ensure your home is back to a safe living environment. That's likely over $150 in savings right there. So in short, the process is lengthy. However, we're going to get you back to a safe living environment. And the package itself, once combined with all of the savings packaged in, is basically going to pay for itself. That's how we designed it. We wanted to make it beneficial for you, and we knew we needed to have something to make it worthwhile for you to check out. So make sure you give us a call after this podcast or whenever you're watching this, and we can explain it to you in more detail. We have also partnered with a unique company called Hearth Financing. And why did we partner with them? Well, we came to the realization that not everybody plans for an event like this. And as you're listening to me explain these savings and you're adding up the 10% and you're doing the math and you're like, wow, Mike, that sounds like it could be a lot. I just don't have that type of money sitting around. Well, that's where Hearth Financing comes in. They're a very easy to use company. Their website is very easy to navigate. We send you a link to it. You get pre-qualified before they even touch your credit. There's no credit, no risk to your credit score. They don't do a hard inquiry; it's a soft inquiry, and you can get approved for your entire mold remediation project in one step. And they break it out, or they can break it down for you into easy monthly payments that you can determine the length of the loan depending on what your monthly budget is. So we wanted to partner with them, and it's a service that we pay to belong to for our clients. It's not, we don't make any money on it. We actually pay to belong to this service. So we wanted to make that available to you guys because we just know that not everybody plans for something like this. It's, sometimes a catastrophic event, and people sometimes just let this project or the mold go because they just can't afford to get it done the right way. So we wanted to give you the opportunity to at least get it done the right way, and get that CMDR and get your home back to a healthy, living environment. Right now it's right around 91 to 93% of all of our clients have been getting approved for the financing. So, if you don't have the greatest credit score, it's okay. If you have a mid-level credit score, it's okay. If you have a great credit score, that's great too. But we're getting, 91 and 93% of our clients approved for these loans, and it just makes it a little bit easier to pallet, and you're not coming out of your personal equity, out of your bank account, or putting it all on, like a really high interest credit card or something like that. So the water damage protection package is the first of its kind. It incorporates the entire process from start to finish. And that's what our design was from the get-go. We wanted to make sure that we were encompassing all pieces of the process. So if you have, a mold problem, take advantage of our water damage protection plan. This is an exclusive deal with exclusive partnerships. The savings far outweigh the cost of the actual package itself. The starting package starts at $9.95. Again, you get all of our benefits included with that, including the 5 samples. If you have a larger home, please call one of our customer service representatives at 888-335-6653 or 888-335-MOLD to get some more details on that. But that's really what we wanted to design it for, was ease of understanding, ease of process, and peace of mind for you to get your home back to a healthy living environment the right way through licensed contractors through the state of Texas. So that's about all I had for today. But I just wanted to thank you guys for checking out the Secret Life of Mold podcast. I love coming on here and talking with you guys. If you have any comments or concerns, just please leave us a message below or give us a call. Hope you and your families remain safe and Texas strong. If you have any other questions or need assistance, again, our phone number is 888-335-6653. That's 888-335-6653. Or you can reach us through our website at www.moldinspectiontexas.com. Again, this is Mike Marshall, COO of Mold Inspection Sciences Texas, with another edition of the Secret Life of Mold podcast, Texas Takeover Edition. Hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe. Texas strong.